It's definitely way later than I normally stream. It is currently 8 o'clock where I am, and I'm just going to be bare bones about this. I wasn't too sure if I wanted to stream. I didn't stream yesterday only because of the fact that I just didn't really feel good about it. I was still tired, like very, very tired, and I just really couldn't bring myself to do it. But also today as well, I can't lie. The only reason why I consider not streaming today because of the fact that I woke up later. Not like, like I went to bed last night and then lo and behold I wake up in the middle of the afternoon or towards the evening. I just happened to just take a nap at like around 4 o'clock where I am, and I woke up at 6 o'clock. I was not happy waking up. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of the fact that I was hot. Like, legit hot. And it wasn't even because of the fact that that's even hot in my room, although it kinda is. But at the same time, the reason why was because, I was underneath the blanket, so that didn't really help. And the fan beside me, I gotta wipe it down, so the air ain't really so grand, sadly. So hopefully I can get that settled up. And I was gonna stream a little bit earlier than this, like around about 7 o'clock. And then as I literally was preparing Dead by Daylight, I suddenly got hit with a thought. Do I really want to stream Dead by Daylight? And mind you, I do have a bit of a selection on my Xbox to play, but I just didn't really know what to do. And as 7 o'clock came, I was really conflicted. I panicked pretty much. Like, something told me I did not really want to stream this. But then I thought, why the hell not? Why not just stream for a little bit, and then we'll figure out something else. And of course, Friday is the optional day of stream, which honestly, I might just stream early tomorrow and just play something else. Though what that something else is, I have no freaking idea what it is I want to stream if I do stream tomorrow. On Saturday, obviously I'm not going to be streaming because, Saturday is Saturday. I want to try to keep the Sabbath as best I can, so, rest day. But I'm still kind of conflicted. But then again, this Saturday is a special Saturday, one that I hope to be able to tell you if I decide to stream later at night during said Saturday. But if anything, I'll probably just let you know in the aftermath of the Sunday. But in any case, though, I should probably start rambling your heads off and just get straight back into this. I have noticed that there is the little lights out thing going on, which lasts for about like 4 days. I have no idea what that is, and I've been intentionally avoiding that stuff. And mind you, I'm not even too sure if I even want to play that. If I don't even know what it is, I'm not too keen on the idea of finding out. If anything, I just want to play the game, just try to have fun with it. And also just get some blood points and maybe a few shards here and there if we level up, of course. But you never really know. But my intention is to stream for a little while. Not for too short a time, but just enough to make me feel good inside, Not to feel like I didn't stream, but also not go overboard either, because to be fair, I think the reason why I didn't want to play this was because I've been getting stressed by this game in particular. You know how, well, you've seen like the last VOD, things just weren't going so well. I only got a few wins out of it. Same for, I wouldn't say same for the last stream, before the stream, that we did a couple days ago. If I recall right, I think I won more matches than I did losing in the stream before the last one. But I think it's because we were getting so close to the fact that the losses were becoming more towards the win number, which was about 8 wins and about 7 losses. And it became repetitive to the point that I started losing the drive, which really pissed me off. And the last stream kind of followed the exact same thing, which, after a while, you start to really get agitated with the losing streaks, even if they're not, back to back. And I've been kind of getting pissed off because of that crap. And not only that, the game has started to lose its momentum for me. which I'm pretty sure that'll change once the new Killer and Survivor comes out. When they do, which I'm pretty sure is soon enough. But, you know, I wouldn't mind trying to play something else. I also need to do a couple of surveys so I can get some Xbox gift cards so I can actually get something else. Or at least something else that's within, you know, deal range. Because I'm not feeling so keen on the idea of having to grind 50,000 points. I mean, 25,000 is definitely a doable factor. And if I were to play it smart, technically I can get like 40 or close to that at least, because of the fact that you can get about like a $15 gift card, a $25 gift card, so on and so forth. But if I think about it, if I go for like a $40 gift card, how? I'm just really hoping to get something new to show off. I mean, I got stuff, it's just, it never really feels like I ever really have the option. And that doesn't mean that I don't have the option, it's just that it feels like I don't have the option. And the reason why I'm saying that, and I'm sorry for rambling, but I really need to get this out of my system, because who else am I going to talk about this to? No one freaking, you know, plays games in the same capacity as I would, nor do they really, you know, do the streams as much as I do. So for me, it's more out of the fact that I'm trying to figure out a way to, you know, gain your attention. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. I mean, I'm pretty sure all streamers all do this so that we, you know, gain some notice, retain that notice, and build upon that notice, you know? And as someone that is kind of conflicted on this stuff, who tends to be a little bit of a noob of sorts, despite it having been apparently 10 years based on one of the clips on my stuff has shown, I just don't really know what people like. And what I know people do like, everyone is doing it. Marvel Rivals, wide amount of streamers that are too big for me to be able to compete with are doing it. And of course, Dead by Daylight. No illusions are in my mind when I know for a fact that there are much bigger streamers that people are going to swarm to watch this. And even more so when they have more stuff than I do in comparison, so that kind of makes me feel like an unwanted factor among many. Not to mention, I'm not too sure if many people actually want to watch a console player, so that's also a thing. Yeah, let's back off, because that's not a good sign. So, what I'm trying to do is try to figure out what it is that I can do, while also, you know, feeling more original. Actually feeling like I'm actually getting somewhere. Because let's be honest, the truth is, I know I say that I don't do this for the attention, nor for the grand notion of being big. But the truth is, I really want your attention. I genuinely want you to like me. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Which is kind of funny to admit, because I normally don't really care about what people think of me. Or at least, not in the same capacity as most. Because I really did this because I was encouraged, and it felt nice to do such things. However, I don't want myself to waste my time, and I don't want to feel like I'm wasting your time by having to fake all that stuff about trying to be humble. As much as I do like being humble, I don't like being fake either. So the truth is, I want you to, you know, give me a chance, but I don't want you to have to feel like I am trying to be like everyone else, is what I'm saying. The whole point is to, you know, have your own thing going. And it's not really fun when you're a part of a community that is like everyone else, and it really sucks, because this game, let's face it, it's oversaturated. A lot of people play this game, a lot of streamers play this game, and got a whole lot more attention because of said game. Which pretty much leaves people like me, who are very, very small in terms of viewers, to not really gain much traction as a result. Now, I'm not going to piss and moan about that kind of malarkey, because that comes with the territory of playing such a game. I'm not going to, cry, attention seeking, cry. That's not really how I do things. I'm just laying out how I feel a bit about it, because I do want to play stuff that other people will be intrigued by, but I don't want to have to betray my own morals and standards to try to, actually be entertaining. And I've seen my views outside of stream. Like, if I look at my VODs, I will literally see that I gain like 20s, 30s, and so on and so forth, literally when I'm not streaming, which is kind of cool, because literally I think like 2 or 3 streams ago, or 4 streams ago, I'm not too sure, I have over like 100 views, like 101 views, and in the past, before I was even an affiliate, I had over, I think, close to 400, I think. Actually, no, that's I think about over 160 views during a stream, and I think it was a Hitman, the Hitman World of Assassination trilogy that I did before I became affiliate. Which, it made me smile, because it made me believe that, hey, I'm actually pretty darn entertaining. But it only feels like I'm entertaining in hindsight. So it really makes me feel, I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm only ever really good when I'm not streaming. And in such case, I kind of wish I was a little bit more active on YouTube, but not a lot of people are gonna freaking watch some nobody on YouTube. That's just the reality of it. Though I am grateful for the 52 followers that I do have on YouTube, but my stuff doesn't really gain much, and to be fair, I can't really do much in terms of like editing on the Chromebook and whatnot. And it does make me feel kind of lousy, kind of like there is potential, but because of my lack of things that I have, I don't really have the means to bolster on that potential. And I'm not really someone that likes to ask for help, okay? I don't like asking anybody for help when it comes to something that I'm doing, because, and I know that's probably a pretty toxic mindset, perhaps, because of the fact that, how do I say this? I'm someone that likes to try to help other people, but I don't like being helped, And there are a lot of factors to why this is so, because, you're being told you're a man, so you have to be this statue of a figure. Even if you're not being, like, the head of some area, like head of the house or something like that, you are considered a man. And because of that, the stereotype of said things, you're pretty much deemed to be this walking, talking, emotionless statue guy that just doesn't show too much, but you are expected to do much. And I grew up like that because of the fact of the certain things I've been through, which kind of led me to that end goal of thinking. Which, of course, my family do try to tell me that you shouldn't have to think like that. You shouldn't have to think like you can't have help, or that you shouldn't think that you're a burden because you think that way. And which they're right. They are right. I'm not going to deny that one bit. They are absolutely 100% right. But again, my upbringing, or rather the things I've been through during my upbringing, led me to this belief that I don't need help, or that if I am going to do something, I alone have to sink or swim. Because, again, people, or at least the people that I used to be around, usually encourage that kind of stuff. My part of my family can be freaking rock hard when it comes to emotions, which is probably why I'm the way that I am. But the thing that I'm doing does matter to me, and even though I may have conflicted feelings some days where I don't want to stream, I do want to stream. But it's because of the pressure of the fact that, I got to figure out what draws you guys in outside. Not outside, but within the actual streams itself. And as much as I do like seeing the accumulation of people watching my VODs, it does kind of hurt that more people will watch my VODs more than they'll actually watch the streams themselves. And of course, I can't really blame anyone for that because, it really depends on the time of when people emerge or if they're just interested in the streams. I can't really, I can't force anybody to watch my stuff. That's unrealistic. That's a childish notion that I refuse to ever acknowledge. And the mere fact that I've seen streamers actually, witch and moan about that stuff, and yeah, I said witch instead of the B word because, I'm trying not to curse a lot. When I see people witch and moan about that kind of stuff, it makes me, scoff because we're not entitled to anyone's attention. No one is. I'm not even entitled to the possible one person that's currently watching me, whether they are real or otherwise. But I'm grateful nonetheless because they actually showed up. Whether they talk or not is irrelevant to me because they're actually showing support by being there. Whether or not people are able to support the VODs when I'm not streaming, actually helping out with revenue and whatnot, I'm not too sure. I don't really know. I have seen my stuff update every now and then to earn a couple of change, which is kind of nice, but not too sure if that's because, it updates after I do the streams or because I actually earn a little bit of revenue from people watching the VODs. Again, I have no idea how that stuff works. I only know that it happens. But I'm trying to figure out what people would want to see. I mean, there's options on my Xbox. I just don't know what people want, and whatever stuff that I do get into that not a whole lot of streamers are doing, they usually prefer one or two people involving that category. Involved in that category. Like if I were to enter Vermintide 2, I know a streamer that has 20 to 30 people watching their stuff, and among several others, several others that are among that. I think they're one of the only few that actually gets a lot of viewers during a stream. So I feel like there's a good chance I'm able to gain some traction, but at the same time, because people will prefer the one or two people in that category, it's not exactly possible for me to probably be able to gain some attraction as well. If you're big on a topic within Twitch, you're most likely gonna keep. Okay, never mind. They saved them. Then you're most likely going to not have their attention because they're gonna focus on that one particular thing, which is understandable. You're not going to just choose something new after liking something for so long. And I could definitely relate to that outside of streaming as someone that is very, very, very based in routine. And I'm not gonna lie, and I guess that's because I'm autistic, I am very, very much attracted to routine. And if my routine is disturbed, I do feel disturbed. I guess is what I'm saying. I feel disturbed if my stuff is disturbed. Anything can really cause me to... dang nabbit. If anything causes me to feel, a bit shaken, I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. I'm not too sure if anyone else can probably relate with that, but that's just how I am. So maybe that's how it is for people who are viewers who watch something from a streamer within a smaller view category of on Twitch. I'm not too sure if I'm able to make that actually, comprehensible, but that's how I see it, which is understandable. But it does kind of sting because there are games that I would love to play other than Dead by Daylight that doesn't have a whole lot of people streaming it. Within Warhammer. Warhammer Darktide, Warhammer Vermintide 2. Though I do honestly favor the former a little more than the latter because 40K does feel more familiar than Fantasy, although Warhammer Fantasy does feel good as someone that has played D&D, so can't lie, I do love playing a little bit of Vermintide 2, but Darktide is more preferred. However, I just don't really gain a whole lot of attention from any of that stuff. If I were to finish a Dead by Daylight stream, I know I'm talking a lot, forgive me for that. I am focused on the game. But whenever I play Dead by Daylight and I finish a stream of Dead by Daylight, I will literally see a VOD with a view count of 40 or 60 or even higher than that. But if I play something a little bit different, like Darktide or anything like that, for example, they don't really get a whole lot of attention. Like, they'll get like 20 or 30 plus views. It's like, it slowly builds up in comparison to the other stuff. But it does kind of make me sad that the games that I would very much prefer to play and hope that other people will want to see, they don't really see them, or rather they just find someone else's stuff amusing, which is fair. So that just, you know, kind of stinks. Oh, wait, hold on, you didn't even reach me. I saw the space. Like, I saw the space between his knife and my bag. That did not reach. Okay, I do have a med kit, so I can definitely heal myself. But yeah, it really makes me sad because apparently the oversaturized game is what would most likely be the thing that helps me get more viewers / followers. Which, I mean, I'm cool with that. But it does kind of suck that it feels like you have to be a follower to what every other streamer is doing to possibly get a piece of the pie, when, you know, you rather try to get a piece of your own pie from something that you would mostly prefer. Crap. But I am grateful for all my followers. You know, 191 people, that mostly came from Dead by Daylight. So I'd be foolish to say that I'm not grateful to these people, even if they don't watch my streams. They became followers nonetheless. So in my mind, that's something to be grateful for, you know, something to be proud of. But of course, no one's going to just always settle for something that is working all the time on a more safe stride. You're gonna want to, you know, want more out of everything. And that's kind of how I feel. Maybe that's why I don't want to always play Dead by Daylight, but I feel bound to play Dead by Daylight because if nothing else is gonna work, then unfortunately it's a game that kind of stresses me out all the more. Which, I'm not saying that I don't like Dead by Daylight. I do enjoy Dead by Daylight. I've been a player for years of Dead by Daylight since between 2016 and 2017, around that area. Or I think most realistically 2017, but I digress. But when you play a game like this repetitively to the point that, you know, you get stressed out, it starts to become more or less a problem, and you just don't really know how to get out. Like, granted, I have taken breaks from this damn game, and I'm sorry for cursing this one time. Forgive me for that, both to you guys and to the Lord. But I just. It gets all stagnant, you know. You start to really, it starts to feel blinding to what am I trying to say exactly? Find my words, me. It starts to really blur on between being fun and then feeling like it's just an obligation. Because I've had days where I've had fun, and it's usually on the days when I play as killer. But I'm not really much of a killer main because, you know, that even then, it does have its moments of stress, which really is not welcome. But when I play a survivor all the time, I feel like it's stagnant. Like, it's not really pure anymore. It's more or less just, I wish I could face forward to look at you guys on the camera with this character. It just feels watered down. It feels superficial. It doesn't feel legit, and it makes me feel bad that it doesn't feel legit. Okay, so realistically, we might not be able to save Ein. I think we're just going to have to leave because they are in the basement. I'm just gonna leave because I'm mostly doing this for me. I'm not really doing anything too much. I'm just doing this to talk. So forgive me for that if you may judge me for my actions. But I'm only doing this so I can be able to talk with you guys. Because I don't really know how to be able to talk to you guys without playing the game. And of course, I'm on Xbox. I don't really have like a webcam or a camera or anything like that other than like my phone. But I don't really have the Twitch app on my phone currently, which I really need to get back eventually, so I can probably try the whole posting thing. And heck, who knows? You may end up seeing my face, my real face. You get to see the guy that likes to shapeshift digitally from different avatars and characters to actually seeing the person underneath. But that's all in due time. But yeah, I just really don't want to keep playing Dead by Daylight over and over and over, even if it may be beneficial. But it doesn't feel too beneficial to, I guess, on a more personal feeling. I guess what I'm trying to say. Let's spectate a little bit here. Yeah, I was kind of afraid of that. And maybe I could have stuck around. Yeah. I'm probably gonna have people visit me and say that I'm a bad teammate, but it is what it is. I can't really do nothing about that. You guys probably judge me for this too, but at this point, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't want to keep playing Dead by Daylight every single stream, even if it is beneficial for people to, you know, they come in, they say hi, and they do that, and or they become a follower, which is, you know, again, nice. But it gets exhausting, you know, and I don't know why, but there's a part of me that wants to cry as I'm telling you that, because like it feels liberating to admit that, but it also feels painful to have to admit that, you know, because you do like playing a game, but you don't want to keep playing that game if it makes you so miserable. Even when, you know, it does help. But not everything that feels right is right. And I don't know what to do. I feel conflicted by it. And I even thought about actually deleting this game during the 7 o'clock hour, you know, last hour ago. I really thought about just deleting this and finding something else to play in the meantime, you know, forced myself to take a break from Dead by Daylight. But I don't know. And plus, I have other games I have downloaded internally on my Xbox, you know, the internal stuff like the Xbox X/S kind of stuff, you know, the stuff that you can't really download externally. So I don't really have a lot of space. So if I were to delete this, I would have to find something worthwhile to play in the meantime. And I definitely don't want to go back to Marvel Rivals. I ended that on a silver 2, I believe, in rank, and I don't want to go back, even with a certain character coming out. I think they're called the Red Hood, something like that. But I don't really care for that. But I do feel good that I'm airing this out to somebody out there listening, because I really don't do this a whole lot with other people around me, because they can't really relate on the same level as what I'm doing. Because most of them don't really stream, obviously. They play games, but they don't really do what I do to try to get by on a, I guess you could say on a personal level. I guess personally, I guess emotionally, I guess. When you're invested in something in streaming, you start to really feel the pressure of streaming. Like, you start to feel the weight of the expectation that you put upon yourself. And because there's a weight of expectation upon yourself, you feel like you have to maintain that expectation that becomes more heavy as time passes. Like, some days I will look at my analytics and I will see so little done, and it makes me feel so sad. And I would even have to dare say depressed, because you know, that comes with the territory. When you're playing a game that's oversaturized, you're not going to get too much notice, because there are so many big streamers. And I'm not going to diss big streamers, because, you know, big streamers, they earn their bones. They earned their keep. They worked hard. They earned a following of multiple people. Even, like, I'd be kind of happy whenever I see people that I know, literally, who would used to have, like what, 5, 9 viewers, and then suddenly they get bolstered up to, like, 20 or more not followers. I mean, they do get a lot of followers, but, I mean, like, in the moment of streaming, they gain all these people to actually watch them, which I'm proud of them. I'm really happy to see those that I'm affiliated with, like friend-wise and or acquaintances as streamers, actually increase their stuff. Like, they're actually, getting by pretty darn well. But I'd be lying if I said that there wasn't a hint of jealousy as well. I'm only human, after all. I'm gonna feel conflicted. I'm gonna be proud of my friends as well as my acquaintances, but I'd be lying if I said that I didn't wish something like that would come past me by as well. You can think badly of me for that, but I'm being honest with you. It's not like I'm a dick to anyone that I know, obviously. I always greet them happily. I'm always, definitely cheering them on from the sidelines. It's all good. I'm never going to ever, and I do mean ever, be negative to my friends. To the very few friends that I made as a streamer, because that's not fair. You shouldn't do that to people. I want to earn my keep and do it fairly. And if it takes time, I'm okay with that. But there are some days where you do feel really, really depressed because of it. Because, again, there's an expectation of trying to grow as a streamer. And recently, of course, I've been trying to, like, increase my noticeability. Is that a word? Noticeability? I'm not gonna look that up. Let's assume that it is. And if it isn't, forgive me for that and just roll with it. I've been trying to post a little bit more on my YouTube, a little bit more on my TikTok, and yes, I do have a TikTok. If you see a Sun Wukong looking figure, that's most likely me, the visgoate on there. And I've been trying. I have noticed that I have been getting noticed a little bit more on TikTok. Not a whole lot of followers, but definitely a decent amount of likes, which is pretty darn cool, near 200. So that's pretty awesome. I'm not too sure what likes really do on TikTok, since I don't really care for TikTok. I'm not really a big fan of it, but again, I digress. I'm kind of going a little bit out of bounds here. I'm trying to find more ways to somehow amplify it without having to feel like I'm doing too much or I'm appearing as an attention-seeking fella. That's just how I feel sometimes whenever I get like this, whenever I talk like this. So, I'm trying to figure it out. I do want to earn my keep and do it fairly and with respect on my part, not just for others. And it does kind of suck when, you don't really feel like the odds are in your favor in games like this, because, again, there's way too many people playing this, and I'd be following streamers that I like, and I see them, like, get, like, 20s, viewers, so on and so forth, like hundreds of viewers, and that's cool, but like I really feel like it makes me realize that playing Dead by Daylight probably isn't what I want. Like, it's not that I don't want to play it, it just feels like something that I don't really know how to get out, and I just feel stuck because of it, and it kind of really feels painful inside that other games I would prefer to play, they don't really get noticed, and if they do, not very long, and it just makes a man feel like his work is for nothing sometimes. This ain't a pity party, though. This is just me laying bare what I feel. So, hopefully, just hopefully I can somehow keep going, and hopefully if you made it this far, you can definitely encourage me to keep going. I'm not gonna ask for handouts because that's not what I do. But it would feel nice, to feel like there's someone, giving me a fist pump out there, or giving me a bit of a digital pat on the shoulder or head pat. Something that shows that, I'm not just doing all this in vain. Plus, I guess you could say that I'm emotionally starved, so there's also that. But realistically, I just hold hope that what I'm doing isn't worthless and I'm not just wasting my time is all. Everyone seeks a purpose, and quite honestly, I'm hoping this is mine, and I've been doing this for so long that I'm hoping it's just not in vain. That's all. Boy. Spilling out your guts feel kind of exhausting. And I was doing this for quite some time, so forgive me for the constant rambling. But I'm only human, I just need someone to hear me. Anyone, and I do appreciate if you have been listening. That's all I can say. Whew. I do feel liberated, I'll tell you that much. I feel completely empty. Not in a bad way, but I actually feel relieved. Kind of empty. I hate this place. I hate everything about this place. This place sucks. Too bad it's also Resident Evil, which I also like. Alright, so the access to the roof is not an option. Feels kind of strange that every time we spawn in this kind of... Okay, it's cool. Every time we spawn in this kind of location, it's... I am so glad I did not run. I might play a killer match after this, actually. But then I'm gonna have to play a survivor match to get a killer match. I'm not really gonna be playing killer to win, though. That's I don't want to think of playing killer matches as a way to win anymore. Just as a way to relieve the pressure of being a survivor main. Win or lose, I just want to spice things up, change things a bit, have fun, as best I can. I'm hoping the other guy will go save. Okay, he did. Cool. Oh no! Oh, dude. Run. Pallet. Oh, what? Alright, you also have life favor. Got it. No pallets. Yeah, oh yeah, nothing. Dang. We gotta go. Blood favor. Okay, we gotta find that. We gotta find that thing. Why me? Why was he coming after me so hard? Like, why is he coming after me so hard? Like, what did I do? I literally just exist. I wouldn't do that. Whoa, that's cheap. How? Why am I the one he's going after over and over? Pardon me, please. Because apparently he has a thing for me. I'm not too sure what I did. Brother, leave me alone. All I did was get off a hook once. Why are you going after me solely? I'm a TTV. For Pete's sake, I'm not a douchebag. As far as I can tell, brother, leave me alone for like 5 seconds. Like, why am I the one you're going after? You literally just damaged one guy and bailed. And then you did it again with another person. What did I do specifically? Hang on, is he? Most likely he's also a streamer, which is probably why he's doing it. I mean, if you hit his name, that's probably the most, that must be the most obvious explanation, because, golly, dude, leave me alone. I'm fighting for 5 minutes. Let me exist for like 5 minutes. I am making distance. Hey, no, help me out. You're the reason why I got caught in the first place. The least you can do is help me out. Like, you are the reason why that man is targeting me for some reason. I'm not trying to sound like a jerk. It's just literally as soon as he, well, she, the character's she, obviously. The moment she literally looped around the corner, this dude immediately targeted me. Did not hesitate. Just kept following. And then once I got off the hook, got healed up by the other guy. He hurt the other guy, but then decided to follow me. It, which, you know, kind of makes me question if he's just doing that to make me feel some sort of way, or... Regardless, I mean, at least I can at least survive a little while longer. Never mind, I do not trust being in the lobby. I think I feel a little bit safer if I went somewhere. Wait, hold on. I could see. Oh, well, I could see. Well, I was able to see totems. I totally forgot I had that. And I just realized, why don't I just try to find the totems then? Where are they? Well, I found them. I want to wait for him to leave first. Hey! I think that's blood favor, right? Dude's coming back. This already feels like a bad idea. Where are they? Oh, I see someone running in this direction. I gotta go. Yeah, I saw a little... Oh. Okay, yeah, okay. At first I thought... okay. Okay, I thought that was... I thought it was this guy that was being chased. Okay, so I got a pretty decent idea that maybe the gen we need to do is the one inside the bathroom on the second floor. These two are way too close together to be able to be safely done. And Ghoul has that mobility of a freaking... Yeah, like that, for example. That's a pretty good example of what I meant. I have... Whoa. Screw it, head to the bathroom. Head to the bathroom location. We need an edge. This is not helping us. Actually, no, it's not even in the bathroom. It's in the hallway. Even better. Even better. I'll take it. We need some points here. Some leverage to really help us. I can't tell where they are, and that's what makes me concerned. I don't want to get noticed by him, but I don't want to just do nothing either. Okay, they're gone. We proceed. I am currently looking outside my doorway, and the freaking nightlight turned on, but no one passes through it. That happens quite a lot for some reason. It has like a sensor thing going on. So if anyone passes through it, it pretty much activates. But the funny thing is, it turns on by itself. No one literally be passing by, unless I can't see someone that get through there. But literally, that happens quite a lot. And it's even more freaky when it happens when I wake up in the middle of the night and no one literally is out there. And mind you, I turned off the fan, one of the fans out there, for a certain amount of time. And oddly enough, it still turned on by itself. So I literally have no idea why it does this. I have a suspicion of what it might be. You know, in terms of someone that believes in the supernatural, I do have a possibility that, you know, we got ourselves a bit of a visitor that shouldn't be here, and not the friendly kind. A little bit of context of why I say that is because I don't really believe that the souls of, you know, my fellow human beings reside in the world after they pass on. It's usually more of the malevolent kind of spirit that hangs around, and that's honestly the concern for me. Most people that I know don't really have the same perspective as I do. I'm only more or less following from more or less a person from a Christian perspective. You know, because, you know, once you pass on from the Christian's perspective, you are instantly in the presence of God, you know, for judgment. That's usually what I believe in at that point. But then, of course, you have a few people that try to, like, weave it around to be a little bit more of a positive narrative, which is not really what I follow as someone that is Christian. So forgive me if my outlook is a little bit less positive and a little bit more on the a little bit more of the zealous side. Not overzealous, obviously. I'm not overzealous. Let me demonstrate that. I kind of view it from a... Oh, wow. Ooh, thank goodness. That is insane. Holy crap. What the heck? What's... Ah! Oh my gosh. Ooh. Oh, a freaking small cockroach is on my hand. Hang on. Where'd you go? I know I crushed you. Where the hell you fall? Oh, that is freaky. Oh, a freaking cockroach was on my hand. How did he even get on my hand? I didn't even have my hand on the desk. Oh, what the frick? Okay. Ugh. Oh, frick, that is gross. I didn't even feel it until I actually lifted my hand, like, from my remote. The heck? How would it even... Ugh. Ugh. That was so not pleasant to see. Ugh. But we're all good, though. But yeah, like I was saying, as a Christian, you don't really... Well, at least for me anyway, I don't really believe in the idea that a soul just lingers on the, in the earthly realm. We proceed to the judgment, proceed to, to the place of judgment for the meantime. I don't know if that's correct or not, only because I only know what I know from the Bible, from what I was able to, get from the Bible. And, trying to figure out a way to explain it. Pretty much, the moment you pass on, you pretty much are in the presence of God, of the Lord. And of course, that pretty much is where, heaven or hell, which is, scary, very scary thing for even me to literally think about. Like, whenever I think about that kind of stuff, I'd be terrified of the possibility of going to the latter. But for me, the former isn't really my goal of why I am a Christian. I think I made mention of it already on stream at some point, is that the reason why I prefer to be a Christian because, having a father that won't abandon or make me feel like I was abandoned. That's pretty much my core reason why I'm a Christian. To have a father that, loves me completely. Of course, obviously, I can't just always think of the love aspects of God. I also gotta think about, the wrathful aspects, as well as the one that will ultimately judge you when you pass on from the world. Which I do feel like most people tend to forget that, all loving God is still a God of, vengeance still. And there is a scripture for this, and I could be misquoting, but vengeance is mine, I will repay. So pretty much, he's not just a God of love, he's also a God of, vengeance. He's going to avenge his people, as well as himself, against those that have, done wrong. That's just how I view him. I view him as both a loving God, but also a vengeful God, in terms of what you may do. Which is, again, very terrifying for me. And I'm not, saying that because I'm overzealous. I'm just saying that from what I've learned from the Bible. My God is a loving God, but he's also a God that will judge righteously against people that have done wrong. And let's face it, we've all done wrong, myself included. Which is why I also believe in God, in terms of the redemption. My endurance to the very end is something that I hold hope could be something worth the pain that I go through. Wait, is this all I got? Oh, wait, no, this is because oh, right, big dumb moment. This is our item. These are add-ons. Totally forgot. Not sure how I could forget that so easily, even though I'm clearly... Alright, let's level you up a little bit. I know I'm trying to be more of a V main, but let's face it, Cheryl is my top main. That's a Silent Hill fan. And look at... Ooh, I totally forgot I had this. I totally forgot. I recently got Quentin's perks. Let's rework at you. I'm gonna type in Quentin's name, or just type... Yeah, let's type in, Quentin, or just Quen. There we go, look at that. Yoink. I do like the idea of being able to do gates faster. I'm also going to add hope into this. There is indeed hope. I'm also going to add adrenaline. That's not what I meant to press. I meant to press the A button, not the D-pad. Dread. There we go. Don't need to spell it in full, just Adre. That was not what I meant to do. I meant to replace you. And then we add... Then we gotta type in Quen's name again, or at least the few letters of his name. Alright, there. I tend to forget, whenever you type in a name, it resets automatically to the first set of perks among the group. There we go. But yeah, as a Christian, I don't really believe that, human souls remain on the earth, or they decide to abide as, protective spirits. If anything, they will probably deem such a thing as... Probably deem it as witchcraft, I believe. Either as witchcraft or necromancy, but, within the Bible, there's not really much of a difference. I mean, it's sorcery, and you're not really, as Christians, you're not really meant to associate with that stuff. So, like tarot cards or channeling spirits, Ouija boards, anything that would associate with the contact of spirits, you're not really supposed to do as a Christian. Because from our perspective, and therefore my perspective, you're not really talking to the spirits of your loved ones or anything that would be like for example, like a pet, for example, or like a relative that's passed away. From my perspective or any other Christian's perspective of the matter, they're pretty much not that. They're actually unclean spirits, demons that are lured by the actions of of sorcery of sorts, of magic. And of course, as Christians, and I do mean legit Christians, I'm not going to include New Age Christians on this because that's not really biblical in that matter. You're not really supposed to associate with that kind of stuff at all. So, like, calling it like white magic with black magic, of course, to an actual Christian, that's not going to be the case. That's actually wrong as a whole. If you're associating with witchcraft and or magic that you would call white magic, it's still not something that a Christian would do. And so for me, from my perspective, when I see stuff like this happen, like the light turn on and off on by itself, I automatically think it's a spirit, an unclean spirit of some kind. I could be crazy, I could just be over paranoid, but I've also had times where I'm in my room by myself at night, like when I'm trying to sleep. I literally feel like something is staring at me. And again, this could just be paranoia in the making, but like literally almost most nights, if I am trying to sleep, I automatically feel this like wave of fear literally roll on me. What the heck is... Wait, what? Oh, no. I did... Adrenaline... Right, I changed adrenaline by accident. Well, no, it's not that I changed adrenaline. I accidentally, changed it to something else, and then I accidentally forgot to get it back. So now I have this, that perk where I can block a window or wall or whatever. But yeah, from my perspective, I be feeling a whole lot of things happen around me at night when no one else is awake, which is really, really concerning. Because again, I really do be feeling like something is literally watching me in my room at night. And I can't lie, I'd be afraid of the dark sometimes because of that. But I also had no choice but to bear with it because, either stay up all night and feel exhausted, or just try to get to sleep, which I am able to do. Still somehow feel exhausted either way, so I'm damned if I do, or danged if I don't. Regardless, I'm gonna feel tired as soon as I wake up, because apparently that's just how my body is currently, and hopefully it'll pass on soon enough. But yeah, from my angle as a Christian, I don't believe human souls remain on the earth. Demons and whatnot are drawn to that kind of stuff. Drawn to like the whole Ouija boards, all that kind of stuff. Because, you're opening, or at least as a Christian, you're opening doorways for them to come around. And of course, there's other stuff too that can draw unclean spirits / demons. And, unclean spirits are still demons. Fallen angels, that kind of stuff. There are other stuff to it, but I don't want to go into full detail because I'm not too sure if you actually want to hear me give you a lecture about what could possibly draw demons in if you believe in that kind of stuff, or if you are a Christian or not. But regardless, I do believe in that stuff, and I try to do my best to avoid it, or at least to close the doors that I may have unwittingly opened because of my own hubris or my own struggles that may involve things that I, again, don't really want to talk about on stream. But hopefully you may understand. I think I'm gonna have to wait. Where? Okay, yeah, there is someone on the other side of this. Okay, I want to heal them, but I think we should prioritize this right now, and hopefully we don't get any attention to anyone else. I got you, no worries. go. Alrighty. Well, the good news about having this perk is I can at least keep tabs of what she's breaking and where she is. Pardon me. Oh wait, I saw someone over there. Okay, never mind. Well, okay, yeah, dude got grabbed, but I gotta back off for now. Oh, okay, now I'm definitely feeling like I'm crazy because I felt like that gen wasn't already. I felt like that gen wasn't done. Or at least it felt like it wasn't done. Am I crazy? No, okay, maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe it was already done when I passed by, because I can't lie. I genuinely believe that wasn't really active until I came back towards it. But that again, that could literally just be me being me here. So who knows? It's probably just nothing. Forgive me if I'm just feeling kind of odd by that. Where? There you are. Ah! Okay, so you have that also. Right, fair enough. Alright, so Dead Man Switch, Pain Resonance. Alright, so at least we know 2 of his perks. Gets you off this hook. Maybe Jagged Compass, making every hook a scourge. It's definitely a possibility we can't ignore, that's for sure. Honestly, I totally forgot about Jagged Compass being a thing. I spent way too long not really handling that kind of stuff. Uh-oh, that's not good. Fail. Oh, that sucks. Okay, she also busted a gen behind me and then made the other gen in front of me get blocked, so that must be another perk. Okay. Alright, let me see about mending myself here first. You know what? After this stream, I'm gonna play me some Dark Tide. And also make 2 small pizzas, because you know what? Why not? I'm hungry. It's the only time I ate twice today, so I'm doing pretty good on eating. I've been eating a lot more for the past couple of days, so I'm doing alright. Yeah, the last time I ate today, out of the 2 times I've eaten, this morning, which was like 7 o'clock, and then I ate around 12? Around 12 or, no, around 2 o'clock, I think. Around 2 or 3, because I took a nap at 4. So, yeah. Main at 80. Your character? Your survivor? I got a long way to go before I even be able to even reach that. My current... Oh, the gen. Okay, so at the main house. Okay, got it. Okay, that's what you meant. Alright, my bad. I think I can get there. Duh, never mind about that. Backing off. Ow. Okay, she messed up on the dog charge. Yeah, she drove me off. Much appreciated on the heals. I ran out of med kit stuff. I don't like a smidge. Okay, probably got to find something else then. Because she's just gonna safeguard the. If she's gonna safeguard the main gen, then we could probably take that as an advantage. If she's gonna prioritize that, then the other gens are definitely not out of question. I tend to like to use that to my advantage whenever they do get that way. If a killer gets desperate enough, it definitely does help out. Or we can now take the opportunity to probably go to the main gen. Hey, hang on. I mean, I haven't been hooked yet, so I could probably take the risk. Never mind. I gotta heal. Gotta heal teammate first. Please don't come through the door. Whew, wish you didn't. Fully heal. Fully heal. Fully heal. Fully heal. There we go. All right, let me go save. Let me go see laughs. I mean save, not sieve. Let save. With an A, not two E's. What are the odds? Oh, okay. I feel like my top perk is useless here because I doubt she's gonna go through windows, or at least not unless it's like a bamboozle thing, which I don't think she has. That dog can't that dog can't precisely follow us. Oh, bad timing. Bad timing. Bada bada boom. You never know. Alright, I heard her dog. Alright, there's gotta be another gen though for now to work on. Huh. Does she have... Nope. No Mori. As far as I can tell. Where are the other gens at around here? Never mind. Let me go get Piggy up. Oh, there's a gen right there. There's a whole gen right here. Okay, well I don't want to. Well, actually, no, that's a pretty good cover. We can fully heal her. Okay. We could have fully healed her in that moment. Yeah, I felt like that was naturally gonna happen. The whole, me not being hurt, not hooked at all thing, kind of probably made me seem less appetizing to go after. That gen is not done. Hang on, I can probably finish this. Never mind, she's coming right back. Dang, nabbit. She's definitely tenacious. Gotta give her that much. Definitely a tenacious killer. And I can't really fault her for that. That's something that probably I would have done if that was the case. Alright, let me see if I can finish it. Never mind. It's blocked off again. Alright, how long does this last? Because my teammates are getting destroyed and I'd rather not see us lose. Or at least try to get more done. Done! I'm not too sure if it really matters. Oh. Pallet? Pallet? No, it's on the other side. This is probably one of those moments where I may have to die. Honestly, I gotta say this though, not bad for a whole hour. I mean, I was literally winning most of my matches until now. I mean, obviously it had to end eventually, but I'm genuinely surprised. I'm actually really grateful. I feel really good. Today I felt pretty okay and all that. Yeah, well, never mind. Maybe I can get off this. Maybe. Yeah, nope, not at all. I'm dead. Blah, dead. I'm also keeping my eyes over on my desk because that freaking one little bug that was crawling on my hand made me really, really uncomfortable. I mean, I killed it, but you never really know if there's another one hanging about. They get really annoying. Freaking a small cockroach just out of nowhere appeared on my hand. All right, one more thingy to become Survivor grade iridescent 1 again. Kind of helps in getting the blood points after a new season passes. Almost there to level 78, and then we'll have ourselves a little bit more iridescent shards. My goal is to at least get to like 10,000, at least, or maybe a little bit higher if I can. If it'll allow me to be able to get the new killer and maybe the new survivor, but knowing the fact that they're usually like 9,000 iridescent shards, I can only do one at a time, and I'm mostly vying for the new killer, which I really do like. I've seen a little bit of their stuff, the whole trolling thing, where if you do like a bunch of tea bags, you're suddenly marked. It's a really good mechanic. I kind of wish they would apply that for all killers, if I'm personally honest. Like, based on the killer's, you know, their ability. Not their ability, but, like, their style of things. And I did see, like, one good idea for the trapper for that is, if you, like, do a teabag, suddenly a bear trap appears. And I think it does catch you. Not, like, follows you, but, like, appears in your general direction of where you're heading towards. I really feel like if we had, like, a sort of system where we can mitigate the whole, you know, survivors being douchebags to killers, I think that would probably bolster up a bit of more of a humility for people. And if not humility, at least it'll make them think twice before they deign to do that kind of stuff. Because I'm pretty sure most of us are kind of tired of that stuff. I'm not even a killer main, I get exhausted when I see my fellow survivors do that stuff. And when I do play as killer a little bit, it does tend to get really annoying when you get like the tea bag over and over and over. And, you know, it does get exhausting to see after a while. I myself try not to do that stuff, but I do admit there are some times where even I feel the urge to want to just make someone mad at me as a survivor. But then again, I suck with, like, the whole looping thing, so I'm not sure if even if I wanted to, I'd be able to do it. Pardon me. I also gotta be mindful because of the fact that it is 9 o'clock where I am, and although I don't need to be too concerned about making too much noise in the section of the house that I'm in, I don't want to stay up for too long either. I do need to make sure to actually sleep more. I mean, even if I am exhausted 99% of the time, Warhammer sucks just like you in Dead by Daylight. Well, what did I do? Well, what did I do? Wait, are you one of the survivors from the last match? Because I'm not too sure if I did anything wrong, as far as I can tell. I mean, I'm not too sure what you saw, but I feel like it was just a match that was just fair game for both sides. So, if you think you can try a rage bait or anything like that, I'm sorry to say it, I'm not really the guy you're looking for. I'm just here really just to have fun for a day. Plus, Warhammer's pretty cool. I like Warhammer. I'm a noob fan of Warhammer. I like Warhammer. 40k and fantasy. But, you know, I lean more towards the former since I know a little bit more about that than I do about fantasy, other than the Gottfried and Felix books. And that one Skaven that tends to be really funny despite him being a bad guy in books. But I digress. Warhammer's pretty fun. And also, that kind of comment stuff isn't really new to me at this point. I've literally had people accuse me of being a bad teammate just for playing the game. So, he shrugs. Alrighty, let's do this. I am a little bit concerned. I feel like if I spawned here, yep. Okay, so we got ourselves... Well, I'm in a closet, so I can't really see what's happening, but I know that that's a nemesis. That tail thwip, not tail thwip, but the tendril thwip was pretty much a no-brainer. There he is. Okay, so it looks like he just came by to break down the doors, get more leverage and chases, if anything. Honestly, pretty darn smart, because of the fact that my dumb self forgot to change the one perk that's meant to be adrenaline, and it's freaking bada bada boom. Because I doubt killers are just gonna follow through the window unless they have bamboo. Hey, no more ruin. That was fast. All right, let's circle around. This way, the stinking zombie won't be able to follow me. He's breaking stuff down hard. Oh, wait, now that I think about it, if he uses his tendril to break a pallet, does that still qualify as like an animation for breaking items? Because of the fact that, you know... Wait, hold on. I hear the zombie on the other side of the wall, but I don't think it knows I'm here. So hopefully it'll just shamble else. But no, you know I'm here. Wait, how on earth do you know that I'm here? Exactly. Okay, you know what? Repeat the same routine. Bring it around. Alright. All the way back. Go. Where? Oh no. I'm almost finished. Please don't have pain res. Hey, hang on, because I am kind of scared. I'm afraid that he's going to have it, and I'm going to blow it up, and I'm going to look... Hey, hang on. No. There. Run. Okay, I gotta remember, getting hit by a zombie once does not qualify as getting damage. That's... now I'm just infected. You know what? I'm here. I might as well just do this gen. And it does seem like someone already did most of the work, so I can probably try to finish up with the rest. But I am concerned. Does he have pain res? Or... No, but hive mind, but I have no idea what hive mind does. I very rarely ever encounter these particular things from killers. I'm afraid he might come over here. He is in that direction. Oh. Okay, I do need to get myself cured, so let me go back inside the main building and go from there. I'm right behind you, dude. Never mind, I guess. So I wouldn't mind healing if that's what you need, but alright. Door. Hey, hang on. Frick. How on earth do you scare me? Wait, what the heck is that? Yeah, Lauren Crawford's gonna be pissed. I am so sorry. Alright, now I go this way. You know, the one thing I never get about other people that are on Twitch that like to come in and bash other people on their chat just because they didn't play the way they want. It's kind of funny how it's usually the people that are the type that'll say they're the kind that just want to enjoy stuff and, you know, try to have fun with either friends or try to make you feel comfortable as a quote-unquote positive kind of guy. It starts to really seem to be a pattern of irony, I guess is probably the right word. I can't say hypocritical. I mean, maybe it is hypocritical for them to be like that, but I also find it very, very ironic because, you know, they say one thing, but then it's the complete reversal of that thing, and it just can't help but make me wonder why they be like this sometimes. I mean, granted, I've been pissed off on stream and you know, most likely you've probably seen me get pissed off on stream, but you always know that I try never to try to be that kind of guy. Like, if I'm gonna get mad, I'll get mad, but I'm not going to go out of my way to try to bash other people if I can help it. Heck, I even try to avoid doing that on Xbox. Like, literally, if someone's on Xbox made me mad and I don't have a real reason to message them, then I'm not going to just, you know, message them just to be a jerk and just because I'm pissed off. Like, I try not to be that guy. Same for streamers. I try not to go to their chats and whatnot just to like, you know, be a jerk. I may check on them, but I may not do anything. That's just it. That hurt. Why do I get the feeling that he has the thingy there? Oh, hey Fishy. Glad to have you. I didn't even notice you were here. I am so sorry if you were already here and I didn't notice. I just got here? Ah, fair enough. But I hope you're well. I was getting ice cream and gas. Chemistry. I'm not sure why that seems like a funny combination to hear, but I know, but I get you. But hope you're well though. All right, I'm all healed up. We can get ourselves cured of this. But I've always found it kind of weird that people tend to be like that, even though they're usually the type that'll say that they want to be, you know, all loving and positive. But I find it more comforting when I'm in the presence of streamers that are actually, you know, real. You know, I try to be real myself, but I mean, like, try to actually be honest. Like, if you're gonna get mad, you can get mad. And if you're angry, be angry. And, you know, if you're gonna say something, be honest about it. But don't try to hide it behind a mask of positivity and whatnot. That's just... That to me does not feel like a streamer I want to watch or trust. Because if you're the type of person that'll claim to be positive, but then you go out of your way to tell people to, you know, like they're bad at the game, or tell them to off themselves. Mind you, I've literally had people tell me to, you know, KYSM, you know, KYS myself, just because they got mad at me on a game or something that I was playing with them in. And it was kind of funny because this one person that said that during a Marvel Rival stream literally had in their bio that they're a positive individual. So I truly believe that any streamer that calls themselves a positive individual is most likely lying. And if they're not trying to lie, they're lying to themselves in regard to that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just don't trust those kind of people, especially when they try to look all like anime looking, which really already feels like a bad sign all on its own. Which is, you know, kind of sad. I feel like that puts anime in a bad light, but I digress. The ice cream is for my car, the gas is for my thirst. Ah, you're trying to get that horsepower engine kind of thing going on, huh? Keep yourself going throughout the nights. Understandable. Understandable. My fuel is Pepsi. And I have no shame in this. Pepsi's my fuel. Unless I'm drinking water, then that becomes my fuel. Oh, wait. How long does he have Penimento? No. You don't see me. Good thing I can see his aura. Alright, this must be involved with Penimento, so let me see about getting rid of this. I'm probably gonna post this stream on YouTube, like the full thing, because I did talk quite a bit during the beginning, and I do want people to hear what I have to say. Because, you know, I do want the message to come across about how I feel about how I feel about Dead by Daylight, currently, and me want to play more games and to find more people that, you know, agree with the stuff that I like, other than Dead by Daylight. So hopefully I can definitely do that after, or most likely do it later in the night if I feel like it. I mean, it's not really hard for me to upload the stuff. I kind of wish Twitch allowed you to actually cut and edit, like actually edit stuff more efficiently by cutting it, by like cutting certain segments. I feel like that way would be a little more cool, but it is what it is. And I only just realized now that this is my first time actually getting caught. I think you should expand the games if you feel like it. Funny you actually said that. That's exactly what I was talking about too. Like, I want to play more games that I want to feel like I have fun in, without having to feel like I'm obligated to play a certain game that has, you know, bolstered up the views and followers. And like, as I was talking about earlier, like, this game mostly got me my followers. Most of the followers that I got came from Dead by Daylight. Of course, you know, a few tidbits from like Outlast Trials, like a very rare few. Like for you example, like you literally, I met you from Outlast Trials, which was actually pretty freaking cool. But not a whole lot of people, you know, again, really watch the majority of the stuff that I play other than Dead by Daylight outside of the VODs, which, you know, does really make me sad, because again, most of the VODs that I play Dead by Daylight, well, most of the Dead by Daylight VODs I have, a lot of the most of the views afterwards literally comes from Dead by Daylight mostly, which, you know, kind of sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck, but it kind of makes me feel like this is the only game that people will prefer to watch me, and not even live, but mostly just off stream. Which, I mean, that's cool. It makes me feel good that people are watching it off stream, but it does kind of make me feel, you know, kind of bad that the only time I actually get more freaking views is when I'm not streaming, which, you know, cool, but, you know, kind of hurts. And again, this game is oversaturated, so it's one of those games where famous players are playing this and they get most of the attention, then people like me barely. Which, you know, I talked about that in full during the beginning, so if anything, I might end up, I'm probably gonna post this on YouTube, and also highlight the full thing, so that way people can actually hear what I gotta say, instead of it being like 14 days and then it's gone. I want people to understand from my perspective about this, because I'm not, you know, bad for wanting more. Everyone wants more something. I'm just someone that doesn't really talk about it that much. The issue is that if you don't enjoy doing it, you should play other games. That's the thing, though. It's like a mixed bag about it. It's like I enjoy it. I enjoy playing Dead by Daylight, but if I play Dead by Daylight over and over and over, it starts to really take its toll on me. Like mentally, it becomes so draining, because I have to prioritize the expectation of any other person that usually, you know, watches this. Because at that point, they're just watching Dead by Daylight rather than anything else. Which, I mean, that's fun. That's fine. It just, you know, still kind of hurts. So I have thought about it. I have thought about actually taking a break from Dead by Daylight to the point that I may have to delete it, so that way it'll keep me from actually streaming it. Because that's literally what causes me to stream. Because since it's there, and because again most of the followers that I have came from Dead by Daylight, I'm gonna feel almost obligated to play Dead by Daylight. But I do agree with you, it does tend to, you know, become more of an enjoyment factor where if I'm not having fun, I should definitely, that's not good, play something else. So if anything, if I end up streaming tomorrow, because, you know, Friday is the optional day, and if I do, most likely, I'll probably just play Darktide, honestly. Not for any real reason, just, you know, have fun playing something that, you know, I like, and Warhammer is something I like, so it wouldn't hurt to play as my Zealot again, even if I, you know, may end up getting thrashed by the occasional demon ghost. Oh my gosh! I didn't hear him as soon as I turned around. Oh, right, because I'm hexed. I forgot I was hexed. Darktide is pretty fun. I just end up being charging everything. I hear you. As a Zealot main, I can't deny when I bust out the ye old artifact to cause stun, I be feeling like I'm the servant of the God Emperor himself in that moment. I'm a veteran main. I like playing as veteran, but I don't seem to understand. I'm trying to figure out a build for melee. A little bit of melee for the power sword, because it feels like the power sword's kind of underwhelming. As cool as it is, it feels weak. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that, you know, feels that way when it comes to that. But I'm also a Psyker main also. I would be a Hive Scum, but I don't have Hive Scum. You know, because, you know, that's money, and I don't want to spend money, per se. Very little that I have, anyway. We're almost there. Lucis Las Rifle. You get a bayonet. I think I know, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I believe I do. But I rarely ever really use the las guns because for me, it kind of feels like whenever I use las guns, I'm not really doing so well. But then again, that's probably because of the fact that I don't really use not the blessings, but the perks where, no, I think it is the blessings where you gotta choose a specific blessing for specific enemies and also output of certain attacks. So that's also a thing I need to really get better at with the veteran. But oh no, I do like the veteran though. It makes me feel like I'm an actual Cadian from the realm of Cadia. Cadia still stands. I also gotta work on my Ogren. I love playing as my Ogren, but I tend to freaking fall away from the Ogren. Then again, I haven't really played Darktide in, I think, 2 months. About a month or two. Ooh, wait, how many did I get? Oh, 75. I got 75 of those. But yeah, it feels like, well then again, I don't really know. I don't know if the Skitarii are still, you know, mainstream. I forget the exact path name, but you can get one main ability that'll give all your teammates in your zone extra armor and knock most enemies down. I know what you're talking about because I actually use that for my veteran as well. It's definitely a good ability. Kind of reminds you of the mercenary Kruber from Vermintide 2, where you push them back, you also improve your allies and all that. I know what you're talking about. You can make 100%. You can 100% make a melee variant in that works. I just gotta learn how to because for some reason I was able to make my Zealot pretty darn strong with a with the Viscerator as well as with the Great Power Sword. But with the veteran, for some reason, when I'm trying to like actually use the power sword instead of a chain sword, it just for some reason just doesn't really work. I mean, I've also looked at information that the power sword for veterans is kind of underwhelming, or at least from the people that I've read about. I'm not too sure if it actually holds up. It really does based on your skill outlook, skill work or thing. Dang, now we can't talk. Based on what you do with the branch and the freaking blessings of the weapon. I didn't be willing to join you. I want to try Skitarii. At some point, I wouldn't really mind having someone else to play with in that. I've also finally got my my best friend to actually get into it. I'm not too sure if he's redoing it currently, but I was able to finally convince him to get Darktide because he does prefer a game where you do like first-person shooting. And of course, I got him into Vermintide yesterday for a little while, but he wasn't too fond of it, which I guess makes sense. I prefer Darktide myself. So hopefully I can get more people into that game because Darktide is fun. Darktide is definitely a fun game to play. Plus, I'd be feeling freaking awesome as the Zealot. Alright, oh, wait, shucks. I totally remember. You, Adrenaline. I totally remember now. There we go. Okay, now I got the build in full. Well, if you ever want to, I can join Dark or Vermintide. That is much appreciated, actually. Because for some reason, whenever I play Vermintide 2, everyone plays the exact same missions on Quick Play, and it is very tiresome. And very few people play the Chaos Wasteland, the little roguelike mode. I find it very enjoyable, but kind of lacking for some reason. It's not like other rogue games other rogue modes in games that I've played in the past. Which, by the way, I'd say my favorite roguelike is definitely Night Rain. I only really... Oh, so you like Carillion, something like that? I don't blame you. She's probably one of the best characters to use in Vermintide. Especially with her basic ability being able to do the whole multi-arrow thing. I like Barden Slayer Barden. I feel like a legit Slayer whenever I'm playing as him. It'd be funny when you got the half-size dwarf man jump at you out of nowhere with 2 axes. I'd be feeling freaking godlike right now. I also play Grail Knight sometimes, but not that much. Is that Gruber's DLC, if I recall right? Where he like do like the whole holy thing. Okay, I kind of figured that's one of the DLCs. Unfortunately, I can't really get that. Honestly, I'd probably go for the Priest of Sigmar forgot his name. Saltspire, I believe. That's his name. The Witch Hunter's Saltspire. I would love his DLC Sigmar thing. It's not, you know, the Storm Eternal characters that Sigmars would have, but I would prefer that as a substitute. Stormfront Eternals, I forgot their name. Pretty much the Sigmar version of Space Marines, if I recall right, but you know they don't really die fully. I also have Sister of the Throne for Elf. Oh, so do you have like the magic version of her? Is what I'm hearing. Well, from what I'm reading. I have rarely seen her be used, sadly. Oh crap! I've seen more of the Necromancer character be used quite a lot in terms of magic users within Vermintide 2. Which is pretty cool, I guess. Well, I'm more of the elf kind of guy when it comes to the magic stuff. Which I really need to learn more Warhammer Fantasy magic. Because I know it's definitely different from the Eldritch Horrors of the Warp within 40k. Which kind of feels a little bit better than 40k's Eldritch Horrors of the Warp. I think my favorite subclass was Shades, so it was very fun just dipping out. That is true, it definitely does help when you're trying to get away from a large swarm of Skaven. Ratmen, is what I'm saying. But yeah, I totally agree with you, it definitely helps. Alright, I gotta go get him. How'd you know? How'd you know? How did he know? He immediately looped. How? But no. How did he know?
7
How'd
minutes
you know
is
that?
all I can spare.
No, like, dude immediately went around the rock, prepared it, like, he just knew. Run!
I've been playing Total War Warhammer 3 as the Elf Navy, and I currently own the entire western part of the map. Hot dang. I only know bits and pieces about Warhammer 3, but I know it's like, you know, where you control your armies and whatnot. That's pretty cool to see. I have recently been getting into the Dawn of War Warhammer. I'm currently watching the third one of the Dawn of War stuff because I recently got into it through a YouTuber that got me into Warhammer a little bit more. So far among those factions, I do like the Eldar. Though I'm a sister of battle kind of guy, all more. But definitely also not going to kick back away from the Eldar a bit myself. Dawn of War, I really enjoyed 1 and 2. 1, 2 is more COH like, and I don't feel works as well. 3 sucks. I can't really give an opinion since I haven't played any of the games. I'm just currently watching the third one on YouTube, the full gameplay, just to see how it is. I do like the way it looks. I can't, you know, give a full opinion since, you know, I haven't played it, so my opinion's completely irrelevant. But I do like the look of part 1 and the feel of it. Definitely do. Part 2, I wasn't really too grand from what I was watching the description of it from the YouTuber that got me into watching it. Even he doesn't really like part 2 that much. And part 3, even he deemed just lackluster. Part 1 being I think his prime choice too. So I think that may be the normal opinions of those that actually are more of the veteran fans of Warhammer in comparison to myself. Oh wait. So yeah, I definitely could see why people are definitely saying part 1 is definitely the preferred choice. If you ever want to get one, I'd say get the Dawn of War Definitive Edition. It's DO1 with all the DLCs in one package. But the thing is, I don't think you can actually get any of the Dawn of Wars on Xbox. As far as I can tell, I've checked several. I checked the in-game store for the Warhammer stuff. I think that's probably the only group of Warhammer games that you can't really get. Yeah, it's a PC. Yeah, I kind of figured it's only a PC only game. Yeah, that makes sense. Not to mention, I think, well, then again, other than the Definitive Edition, I think the other stuff is kind of hard to play on PC, from what I've heard. But I think I'm only thinking of like the old Dawn of War games, -3, I think. A lot of RTS games are. Yeah, that does seem that way. But I can't complain. At least I'm able to watch them on YouTube and watch someone else play it for me, because I don't think I would be able to be very smart for that kind of game stuff. I think the closest thing we have on Xbox is Halo Wars in terms of, you know, closest to anything really close to like Dawn of War. Which is okay. I've never really been a big fan of those stuff anyway that much. But definitely not Halo for me to play. The only good RTS I can think of on Xbox is, yeah, Halo Wars 1 and 2. Yeah, because I played Halo Wars 1 when I was way little in the past. I think I was either 12 or, no, a little bit younger. So either 11 or 10 years old when I first, or even 9 when I first played Halo Wars. And, of course, naturally, as someone that was that young playing a game that, you know, involved strategy, I obviously didn't really get into it. But in hindsight, I can definitely see the appeal of, being able to create your armies or groups and bases and actually, you know, feel like a commander-in-chief of a whole armada. It does feel nice. Plus, I used to play as like on the little creative stuff, I think I used to play a lot more of the Covenant group, mainly as an Arbiter, you know, one of the heroes of that game. Not sure why, I always found them more appealing in Halo Wars. But naturally, I'm more of a Spartan fan, obviously. If I could, a man would probably choose to be a Spartan 3. Crap. Yeah, okay, that time I can see how he understood where I was. Okay, so he only dashed twice so far. still somehow moving. Not sure why I did that when I don't even have anything to move faster with.
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got?
Well, that hurt. But let me help him so he can also heal me. Thank you. Okay, there is a gen behind us. Not too sure it's a good idea to be on that gen right now, though. Okay, so yeah, they did finish the gen. No, never mind. Never mind. No one ever really. I was working on it for a little while, but I guess it got ignored after all this time. I'm glad that the progress didn't change. Well, that sucks. Well, at least someone can get out. And yep, I'm 5% faster. Nope, lead him away from the gates. Lead him away from the gates. And lead him as far away as we can from the gate. If I'm dying, at least we're gonna make it hard for him to get back over there. Yep, all the way to this side of the map, bud. Because if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna make sure that they can at least have a fair opportunity. Ooh, a Tanuki! This is Tanuki! Wait! Tanuki! Tanuki! The Tanuki! Yay! Tanuki! Yay! Wait, does he see him? What are you doing? Dude, I did this so you can leave! Why'd you stick around? Buddy! I let him all the way over there so you could get out! Why would you loiter here? Oh man, I was kind of hoping they'd take the opportunity. I mean, I saw the ace actually get the yeah he's nearly got it done. I am hungry, but I'm gonna do another match or two, and then I'll hop off to go make myself something to eat and watch TV, because this is technically the last night I'll be able to watch TV freely out in the living room. it's probably one of the only opportunities I'll have left to be able to watch TV in full. But the entire week felt pretty okay to be able to do that. Rarely do I ever really get to watch TV. Usually most others are watching TV, so usually I don't really feel comfortable watching the stuff that I like to watch. See right there, that felt unnecessary. You could have just left. That's the kind of thing that I'd be talking about whenever, you know, people do that. So hopefully, when the new killer comes out, it may even encourage a new anti-bullying system of sorts. I mean, then again, you wouldn't really call it bullying. It's more like being a sore winner on that count. But then again, they're both P100. They're both adults in terms of, you know, my level and all that. So, hey, they get to do what they want, I guess. Not that I approve of it, obviously. All right. Alrighty. Alright, maybe, I mean, as much as I like to have an endgame preset, it doesn't really feel like I'm able to actually fully capitalize on it. It doesn't really seem like it works. Or at least, when I wanted to, anyhow. Alright, let's go with the... I'll go with the healer preset. Well, I might just go with the get stuff done preset, while also having this. Well, actually, no, that reminds me. This will be the totem anti-hex preset. So that means, hang on. Not exactly that. We should nuke the whales. You know, you said that before at some point. What do you got against whales? What do the whales do to you? Actually, no. Which whales exactly? We're talking about orcas, belugas, humpbacks. Gotta nuke something. But why whales specifically in this? Wait, what do the whales do exactly? What? I was about to say cockroaches, but who am I kidding? Cockroaches survive freaking anything. They'll probably outlive us all. So never mind about the cockroach. Why is something else that deserves to get nuked? Whales are just large mammals that do nothing wrong, as far as I can tell, anyway. They would have survived a direct hit, most likely. Those little oh, they wouldn't survive a direct hit. Okay, yeah, maybe, but those little bastards are freaking enduring, despite their pestilence upon mankind. Oh, right, I was talking about getting totems. Okay, so overzealous. There's also, yep, also this. What else? We could go with, you know what? Wait, I know I have. Okay, I know I have another one. Yeah, this will do. Also, taps perk that allows us to see all of them. Once we do a gen, obviously. All right, hold on. I'm looking outside my door, and it's really, really pitch black out there. And I assume that my cousin probably went to bed, and that's probably why they turned off all the lights. And I am looking into literal darkness, and that's making me uncomfortable. Hang on, I'll be right back. Let me do this. Yeah, that is something I am not okay with. Until I have an actual door, I am not okay with literally being able to be seen inside my room, and yet not being able to see what's out there. So hang on. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, I'm probably have to get off after this because it is gonna be 10 o'clock. So I'm gonna have to make myself something to eat, watch a load of TV, and then go to bed. Because I know me very well. If I allow myself to stay up long enough, I'm not gonna end up trying to sleep at that point. Oh, right. Right, this is my stuff. Alright, I'm gonna go in without an item this time. Yeah, I'm not gonna go in with an item this time. Alright. Sorry about that. I was looking at my phone. Okay, I saw a crow move over there. Oh, goody. It's a dredge. Very rare instance of sorts. Yes, yes, turn to the right. Yay! Oh, they're inside the building. Well, we still got it done. I mean, we pulled it off. Can't complain. I mean, my teammate is currently being chased, though, as we speak. Okay, they're both on gen currently, so that works. Okay, at least I didn't... Wait, do I? Okay, no, I still got deja vu. Still got deja vu on this one. I gotta remember, I think it's because of the perk. Taps perk allows me to see a lot. I didn't know that I could also see the other gens either. Okay, so yeah. So Taps perk also allows you to see generators too. Hey. Oh, there they are. This is good. Can't see a thing. I should just ran. Gotta go, man. Yeah, that's why. Oh, crap. Oh, come on, man. Okay, at least he's fair. Is there a gen here? Nope, not a gen. Okay, so all the gens are on that side. One's done, 2, 3. So 2 more, so those are the 3 that are available via deja vu. So there's a 4th one, which I don't really know where it could possibly be.
Lock. Hey, I'm gonna lock these lockers because I don't want him popping over here too easily. There is another one inside the building, but that's kind of unavoidable at this point. Don't leave him over here! Don't leave him! Run! Run away! Run away! Run away! You know, maybe we shouldn't go in the same direction as them. It doesn't even feel wise. And now that we can't see, that's also an issue now. But yeah, I think I made my mind for tomorrow night. I'm probably going to kind of play some Dark Tide. And also try out that mode that's kind of roguelike, where you gotta like do stuff on the map, but then you gotta escape from said map. I don't really know, I don't really understand the full gist of it. I only played it like one time several months back. I know that if you stay there for too long, I think you can actually end up dying from the area, from the map itself, which I'm not too sure if that's correct or not, so don't take my word for it. So who knows? If I end up playing Dark Tide tomorrow, if I stream tomorrow, then I probably will play that. Or if anything other than Dead by Daylight, because I really do need to separate myself from it for a bit. Maybe take the occasional monthly break from the game itself. But then again, the new killer does come out at some point during this month, so that's also the reason why I'm a little bit unwilling to delete it. No. Screw him, going inside the main building. Going to the second floor. What the frick was that? No, like, I heard the locker open or something like that. I have no idea what the heck that was. Oh, there she is. He'll come over here, right? Is he dead? Oh, nope, he got him just in time, too. Look at that. For a second, I thought he was actually going to die on that hook. You coming? Yeah, I can see the gens, at least. Right, there are two left. Oh my gosh! Well, I at least was able to use my tokens for the bigger progress of it, at least. Okay, well, I'm hurt, so I got no way of healing, so might as well try again. Okay, yeah, they're probably wondering what the hell was I thinking. And quite honestly, I'm thinking the exact same thing. That was stupid. I thought I could make it, and I didn't think he'd go backwards. Yeah, I think I'm dead on this one. Well, at least we both have the same idea. Oh, frick. Ah, dang it. I guess I'm just crawling. I ain't leading you to my teammate, buddy. I refuse. I'm just gonna have to stay here and bleed out. Yeah, I'm not about leading him anywhere. I'm just gonna sit right here. Yeah, I just don't feel like standing still. Well, lying still. That's the correct word for it. Lying still. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna keep going right over here. I'm not helping you. I'm not helping you sell my teammate out. I'm gonna stay right over here. I'm gonna keep going. Get out of my way. I'm going in the corner. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I ain't leaving you, no one. Ah! Give me all you want, but I'm no traitor. Let's take a peek, actually. Ah, look at that! Sheesh. You know what? Give him a prop, actually. I'm gonna give him a prop. I'm also gonna give these two a prop. But not the P100. The P100 was doing the teabag thing, and I can't support that, I'm afraid. And it's always a P100 doing it. You can be a sore. Don't be a sore winner. You got it, man. You could have just gotten out freely. All right, though. That's probably it for me for tonight. Again, I really meant to stream a little bit earlier than 8 o'clock, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and you know, I think. In hindsight, I think I was actually going to do a short stream from the start anyway, which kind of makes me feel a little bit more relieved on myself about it. And of course, I really do gotta think about what to do with Dead by Daylight, because I know for a fact that if I keep it, I know darn well I'm gonna feel pulled into it. But if I delete it, I can at least have a little bit more space to do something else, or to download anything else. And who knows, maybe I can finally bring back Silent Hill F, but even then that's a bit of a stretch on my part. Or, I actually know, Space Marines 2 would be something I would like to play on stream. And I know for a fact that because the last time I streamed it, not
not really people watched it, and the reason why for that is because myself was streaming it early because I was that eager to play it. And because that eager to play it, no one that usually, pops around the normal time wasn't able to watch it. So, and to make it a little bit more spicy, I probably will play it on the hardest difficulty, which is just hard mode. Which, to be fair, doesn't really feel like hard mode with the way the game is. It generally does not feel like a hard game to play, other than like making sure you don't get too overrun by Tyranids or Chaos Hordes. But in any case, if I do end up doing that, I gotta make sure to really come with a decision of deleting Dead by Daylight for the time being. So hopefully that'll actually encourage me to take a break from it. But until then, who knows? Hopefully I will make the right decision to do it. But anyway, though, I am grateful for you guys watching. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. This was honestly kind of liberating to do. Talking for the majority of the beginning of the stream did feel kind of nice. And I really wish that I could do that a whole lot more. I'm reinstalling Dark Tide. You reminded me it exists and I want to play. You know what? That makes you the second person I have actually drawn to play Dark Tide. So, yay! We're bringing more people into Dark Tide. This is a good thing. Really good thing. But, yeah, it did feel kind of good to be able to talk, like, not even rambling, like, just ranting my head off, but actually being legit honest about how I feel about the way things have been for me on stream for the games, and as well as just motivating myself to play the games. So hopefully more people will see it and understand, and hopefully they'll show their support, not by like anything grand, just like, just a fist bump here and there, or a pat on the shoulder, to digitally speaking, to make a guy feel like he ain't, feeling like he's wasting himself. But anyways, though, I do appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully I'll see you all again real soon. It was fun, definitely liberating too. Hopefully I can do way more of that, because I definitely need to air out more often. It's not fun being a stone statue all the time. So hopefully I can definitely be a little bit more outwards to everyone, both, on stream and as a VOD itself. So, I thank you all for watching. I'll see you all later. Have a good night or day wherever you are. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you eat and drink and sleep properly. Don't be like me, where you definitely feel tired most of the time. And God bless. See you all later. And again, have a good night, everyone.